it is going to be Puck.
And of course, his opponent in the bottom left-hand side is going to be Hydra. And well, oh well, we have a PvZ. Finally a Zerg player. I've been waiting a while for this.
Yeah, that's true. PvP, PvP, PvT, and now we're here again. So there's been a bit of a break in the Zerg action. Now, Puck, pylon at the front. Nexus first, and pretty good way to open. Very economical, of course. Hydra going for that hatchery first in the third base location. And to anyone new to StarCraft here, Alex, why do we sometimes see Zerg take this base?
So, okay, there are a few things that can happen, right? Against Terrans, there are many reasons. Against Protoss, you have a few. So, as a Protoss, when you scout for your third hatchery, there's actually one main way you do it, and that's using your first probe, and of course later your first adept.
Yeah.
And both these are kind of difficult to get in with if you go for that forward base right away, which makes it so much easier to hide away gases. If you want to hide how much gas you're mining, it's much easier to hide away if you're getting a third or not, so it makes scouting much more difficult. You really have to commit to actually scout, which lets you get away with a lot of all-ins. Also, of course, it lets you spread creep forwards, and of course towards your possible fourth base much quicker, which you always want to spread creep towards, because if you're using those queens, the Ravagers or Roaches, or even just Lynx, it just goes so much quicker to get there.
Well, it's going to be 3 hatch though, and Puck, of course, with the probe. In this regard, getting that fast hatchery at the front not going to change anything here. He sees the third hatchery going down. And Puck, now with his gateway number 2, and Cybernetics Core finishing up. Going to be seeing what he decides to do. If he's going to be going into these Adepts and then into Stargate, which we've seen him previously enjoy doing, or if he's going to be going for a very quick third base. There's really a ton of options here for him, because now with the confirmation of a third hatchery actually being on the way here for Hydra, I think that Puck shouldn't be worrying all too much about any big aggro play coming his way within the next minute or two.
Yeah, I mean, I like this from Puck though, going for 1 Adept and 1 Stalker and really crawling these, because with 1 Adept and a Stalker, you can't really contest this with your first initial 4 to 6 Lings. So this Overlord is starting to take some damage, but Hydra, he's going to be quite sneaky here. He's going up to a really high amount of Lings to start off with. He's going to be on 14, I believe, in total, kind of hiding away some of these to make sure the Shade doesn't see all of them at least. And now he's going to be looking to attack into this third base of Puck. And of course, if you don't have that pylon down and only 1 or 2 units, even just 14 speedlings can be a bit difficult to deal with.
Yeah, that's very true. Speed finishes up now here. Puck has no idea that there's this number of... wow, these coughs, man, I'm fighting them back. He has no idea about these number of speedlings on the map. And, well, with this Adept, finds a drone. But here we are.
Need that at home right now.
Yeah, and this is a bit of an awkward spot because it doesn't have any pylon in range to cover for this, but great wall off here from Puck. So, this investment of these Zerglings early on, actually going to be hurting Hydra a bit more than he wanted to do, of course, economically.
So I'm not a big fan of seeing these kind of medium-sized Ling attacks. I really like to see like either the kind of 30 Lings to really get the cancel going.
Or only the drones.
Or just the drones with like 6 at max.
Do you know what this reminds me of? What we see Hydra doing? Well, kind of what the Chinese Zergs, the swell of units, a few drones, swell of units thing. I hope we don't see him commit into that like for real in this game.
Oh no, I wouldn't be too worried about that.
It's kind of bad, guys.
It is. Hey, don't call my Chinese Zerg buddies bad. I just only beat TY, and that's all I need to brag about. So right now we see Hydra doing the staple Hydra thing, going for the Baning Nest. But Overlord Speed and Evolution Chamber as well might give us the possibility of seeing a bit of Baning drops coming in if he needs to kind of catch up a bit in the economics department.
Yeah, that's a very powerful tool because mostly as Protoss you don't really expect Baning drops. You can be thinking, okay, a couple of Lings in these Overlords, it's not the end of the world, but all of a sudden you have these Banelings raining from the skies, completely different situation. Now, Roach 1 on the way here for Hydra. 4th base as well. Blink, War Prism, additional gateways here. Hydra's going to get a great scout, though, in the main base and in the natural as well here for Puck. So he sees exactly everything going down. He sees the Chrono on that blink as well. You're not really certain if it's going to be the Glaives upgrade or if it is going to be blink. But, I mean, time will tell eventually.
Time will tell. Time tells everything. And right now, Puck, I think he was scouted here. The problem is Hydra might have not paid attention, but Puck, he could see these links running up north. It's a bit of a tell if you see that. But right now, I think we might see a link drop, which is more common, but I do like the Baneling drop more because it has more impact. So it looks like a link drop, just standard. That's the Baneling drop, so it's going to be a link drop in the main to kind of pull his attention away, and then a Baneling drop. But it looks like the Baneling drop arrives first. Not big.
Could go for the sentries here. If he gets 3 sentries, that's actually a really nice move. Goes for the focus fire. Here we go. Pulls away the Banelings, or rather these workers. Very nice. Loses nothing. And here the Lings come into the main base. And, well, they're going to find a probe or 2. 4 workers in total. Forces photon overcharge as well. And we'll actually be able to retreat with half of those Zerglings.
This is a very big fail though for Hydra. Like, I think when you go for this kind of drop, the link drop doesn't have as much explosive impact, so you need to go for the link drop first.
Literally.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's true. I think the links should go in first, then you go with the Banelings,
Yeah, I agree.
and you should do the other way around. You should have the Banelings coming into the natural or the third. No, sorry, the links go into one of those because the Banelings in the third, well, there's a lot of units there. So if you don't pull out units from the third, they're not going to be able to do much.
Bear in mind as well that those 3 sentries all stacked up, very juicy targets. Imagine if
definitely.
Yeah, he goes for the Overlord like above the army, then you think, yeah, it's only for scouting. Because mostly you'll see the Overlords otherwise go for the mineral lines, which is a big tell. So
Well, you can see it's a drop a lot though, so still got to be kind of careful.
yeah, a little bit. But nonetheless, could have done a lot more there for Hydra, which is a bit of a shame. But now, in terms of setup, what we're seeing here, lots of disruptors on the way here for Puck. It is, of course, going to be Puck being Puck. He loves his disruptors. He is, after all, the king of the disruptor. And Hydra, on the other side of things, he is getting the centrifugal hooks, plus 2 melee upgrades, plus 1 carapace, adding in 32 links, 10 banelings, Spire, Infestation Pit, Spire Crawlers. He's all over the place, and now the baneling drop in the main base. He's not reacting. He's going to lose a lot of probes to this.
Actually, I think 2 of them connected with a Nexus right now. Oh, that's a mistake. Only getting 6 of these probes. He could have gotten a good 6 or 8 more of them. But right now, it's all about this one attack. Puck has such a huge amount of Stalkers coming in at 21 Blink Stalkers, 3 Disruptors. He's looking for the Banelings!
That's a huge combo. That's beautiful there from Puck. Takes down all of the Banelings, and now the Queens have to run. Massive hit again. Takes down a lot of these Lings, but there's a ton of Banelings coming in from the left-hand side. He needs more force fields. Great force fields here from Puck. He's zoning all of these Banelings out, and there, some of them will connect, but it's not going to be enough. So many Stalkers remain, and Hydra plummeting his supply right now. So many units still here for Puck, and he's also got that War Prism at the back to reinforce constantly to this attack.
This is what I like to see from Puck. He's even sending out a few of these Disruption Noahs just to deal with the Lings. And no friendly fire that. GG. Puck takes the first map decisively after that attack. Dealing with the drops, making sure that, okay,
if he's going to be up against the wall, or if things are going to be tied up. But here we have our first player. It is going to be none other than Puck.
And his opponent, of course, in the top left-hand side is going to be Hydra. The Red Zerg. And, well, Hydra right now down 1 game, and it's going to be on Arena. Now, I, for some reason, don't feel that this is, you know, the best map for Hydra. You do have quite a bit of an open area if you want to attack into a third base, etc., with the kind of Ling Bane Hydra composition, because the approach is kind of forced to take the engagement between his natural and third. But we're going to see Hydra go for the gas pool right away. He's going to make sure that he doesn't die to anything stupid. He's going to make sure he has a really early speed here. And he's going to make sure, of course, that he has early queens and they can go for super early drops, all different kind of all-ins as well, or just make his opponent think he is, of course.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of potential to fake. Big element here in StarCraft 2. This is very nice because with the way that Puck opens, he gets the gateway on the high ground, gets pylon as well. He can go for the block and then very comfortably gets his own Nexus. So very annoying here for Hydra. Believe that he's gonna, did he cancel the pylon? Yes, he did. But now he's mining gas and, well, not too much going on. But I've said this before, Alex, and I think you and I are sort of on the same page here, that we both agree that Roach Ravager busts are very powerful on this map just because of how quickly you can get across the map. But you're kind of on the timer, because if you're caught between in a bit of an awkward position, if the Protoss finds out what you're doing, like he figures out that this is a 2-base attack coming, then that can get turned on its head very quickly. So, I mean, that is a calculated risk, but as if he hears me, Hydra, or look at Roach Warren going down.
Third attempt.
Third time is always the charm.
Indeed. Well, Roach Warren right now coming out here from Hydra, and looks like he heard you. Potentially, we're going to see Hydra being able to get those Ravagers quite early on. Gonna see how much gas like he's really going to spend into this. He can either just go for like a big Roach swell, which I do like, of course. You can also see some Ravagers come out and with some speedlings behind, but with no speed, I'm just assuming a lot of Roaches, maybe 1 or 2 Ravagers, but mainly it's going to be a focus on Roaches here.
We actually saw this before. I do believe it was in the same series on Invader, or Hydra went for this opening. Off of the back of 19 drones, only making the Roaches right now.
Yeah. And here we go. The Shade.
Oh, this is big. He sees that there's not going to be any drones, and he sees the Roaches, sees the Ravager as well. He knows exactly what he's going to be up against.
Yeah, and he needs to get home with this Adept ASAP, or he needs to go into... yeah, you don't even want to go into the middle line. You just need to survive. You are so far ahead if you just survive, but he's going to try to get the Adept into the main base. I guess he's going to try to harass a bit. To be honest, right now, Puck, he just needs photon overcharge. He needs extra pylons to back this up, because the front pylons will die so quickly. Here we go. The first pylon takes some heavy fire, going down already. The second one being focused down and almost hitting the mothership core with that first corrosive bile. Of course, the Ravagers do die quite quickly to the mothership core, so there's the timer here for Hydra.
Great force field, though. He is going to trap in these Roaches and the Ravager together with these probes. Ravager 1 does go down. 2 Roaches already falling. Queen came all over the map here and drops the transfusion. A couple of probes have gone down, but he can still trade these off. He's holding on very patiently right now. 1 more photon overcharge, ready for use, and he's actually holding this. This is a beautiful hold here from Puck. And right now, Hydra, he's droning behind this, so he's not going to be going 100% all in, but his economy is hurting already. And unless Hydra can magically find some additional economical damage, Puck now going to be great with the follow-up. If he goes for a robo, he can go for a very powerful drop. The world is his oyster at this point.
Yeah, and here we go. I like this for Hydra. So the thing is, he saw only a sentry being left here, and it was really low. He's bringing in the Ravager to see if he can deal some nice damage. Oh, nice corrosive bile here right on top of the Adept, but he's going to lose the Ravager, maybe even Ravager number 2 here. And, well, I mean, Hydra dealt some damage. He was droning behind, as you pointed out, so he was trying to kind of get some crippling damage going while droning behind, so he gets very far ahead. But now he's in a kind of awkward position where he's getting a few Roaches to survive, but he's going to be on 2 base against 2 base, not that far ahead in workers. I mean, with this amount of Roaches he's making, he could try for a second wave.
Yeah, that'll actually be very powerful. But he's adding in an additional gas here, Alex, so if he wants to go for that second wave, it is going to delay a little bit further here.
Okay, he's just trying for the defense here.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
He's going to need it, though.
Yeah, lots of Adepts here. I don't want to see Puck commit. You don't want to be throwing away all of these units in the early game. He comes in to see, is there a third base? Yes, there is. Hatchery is going to go down, and now he's going to be phasing in towards the natural, towards the main potentially, and this is going to pull a lot of the army from Hydra out of position.
Yeah, so right now Puck gets into that main base. Nothing really in the main to defend. We have 2 queens.
Oh, he sees the lair timing as well, by the way.
That's pretty nice here for Puck, I gotta say. And he's gonna get out as well with that Shade. And he dealt some damage to the Hatchery. Of course, Adept's not the best unit to kill Hatchery with, but you know what? He's scouted. That's enough. He just poked with these, and he's being annoying. You don't want to finish these Shades, of course, and he's going to try to run away here. I think he shouldn't be tempting fate, though. He should just be getting back with these soon, because as you see here, like 1 miss micro and you start losing the Adept. It's better to keep them with your army.
Yeah, they're really useful, though, for keeping the Zug back, so great use there from Puck. Actually, 2 Roaches versus 4 Adepts. I think the Adepts can win if you market them correctly. But now, behind this, third Nexus on the way. He's got the Twilight Council on the way as well, adding in an Observer to get some vision going. And for Puck right now, in the position that he's in, it's looking rather good. Hydra, though, adding in that Evolution Chamber. Lair's going to be finishing up very shortly. Are we going to see that Hydra Den so characteristically that we always see out of Hydra? Because now he's adding in +1 missile attack and Glial Reconstitution.
Ooh. So the thing is, we usually see a Ling Hydra-based army for Hydra going for Glider of Constitution here. Hydra is not messing about. He's going to go into the roaches properly, and he's going to make sure he's going to be safe against anything Puck can throw at him, while, of course, the kind of Roach Ravager Hydra style can hit some nice timings. Of course, if you want to buy time for the Lurkers, that's a good way to do so as well. But gonna still take some annoying harassment here from the Adept.
Yeah, they actually cancel the Shades there, so we'll be able to still keep him back. More Ravagers in production right now for Hydra, but this Dark Trend is underway. Hydra has no idea about this. Blink is also going to be added into the mix here for Puck, so in terms of tech, he's getting everything he needs in order to fight this composition because he's got Immortals as well, adding the Robo Bait now. But this is going to be a very scary attack coming across the map here because even though there's no creep, 4 Queens, very useful.
So Hydra was actually not droning behind this. I wasn't paying too much attention at his workers, but he's actually stopping at 50. He's making a lot of Roaches and Ravages with the Queens for the transfusions, and he's just getting his entire army across here for that kind of forward creep spread, and he's just going for the attack here, getting all these Photon Overcharge pilots.
A great force fields here from Puck. He's going to crush these Roaches that get caught on the wrong side of things. A couple of transfusions go down, but Alex, Dark Shrine done in about 3 or 4 seconds. And there are no oversteers with this army. If the Roaches and Ravagers make it out of there, all of those Queens are going to be forfeit.
Yeah, they are so slow right now, but no DHOpen just yet. Where are those Dark Templars right now? Puck is busy microing, and he's supply blocked right now. He can't be warping in anything. That's a big mistake for Puck right now. Now he just start warping in 3 Dark Templars. And, well, what do you do as Hydra? Well, you just start slowly waltzing away with your Queens, and this is just so painful.
Oh, man. Every single Queen is going to go down, and they're not even going to be forming an orderly line. They're all just going to die. And now, all of a sudden, this is really awkward. This Observer is going to show Puck that there's very little for Hydra to work with. He can make these DTs into Archons. He's still got the 2 Immortals at the back. He's also got a Warp Prism now. Blink has finished up here. So this is going to be really tough. The Observer will eventually get taken out, but we have those Disruptors underway here for Puck.
And now we're going to see those DTs being morphed into Archons. While Puck is mining from 3 bases, he's kind of okay going for this attack as long as he doesn't overextend. We don't have any Ravagers, so right now Puck can just go straight through this, but he's got to be a bit careful. That's a lot of Roaches. Nice micro though, pulling back those Stalkers in the War Prism. And at this point, Hydra is just going pure Roach. This is not his strength. He's not Hyun or that kind of Zerg who really shines when he gets to use his Roaches. So I'm not a big fan of this for Hydra whatsoever.
No, I have to agree with you there, Alex. And bear in mind as well, like the mobility that we have here for Puck is just going to be so difficult to tackle because he's got nothing to challenge that Warp Prism presence. So no Ravagers, no Hydras. Now he's got the Hydralisk Den on the way. But how is he going to tackle this army? It's got no upgrades, but 2 Immortals, a bunch of Archons, and most of all, those Disruptors.
And well, when Puck gets his disruptors, that's when he gets scary.
Oh.
Gotta watch out here. Those are stacked up Roaches, and there are some Disruptors, and a very nice army as well for Puck to trap these. There's no Burrow, no Tunneling Claws. These are not getting away. Trying to just get the most value he can out of them. Is going to get 2 Stalks in total, which is, of course, the best he could have, but that still really sucks for Hydra. Right now, he's behind army-wise, even though he has slightly more supply, of course. It's a very ineffective army in terms of supply.
Oh, whoa, gets it right on top of that Disruptor. Saves the second one at the very last second. Now he's going to activate the Purification Nova, but actually gets taken out as well. So some great control here from Hydra, but it's going to be enough. So cost-effective here with this army, and Hydra still stuck on Roach Check. Not going to be enough to tackle this high-tech army of the Protoss. GG. Puck 2-0 now in this. So here we are. Map number 3 between these 2 players. Our first participant in the blue. He's down here in the bottom left. It is going to be Puck. And on the other side, the opponent, it is going to be our red Zerg, Root Hydra. And at the very start of things, initially very, very fearful Zerg, or one of the most feared Zergs. One of the stronger players. He's one of the guys I'd put my money on together with Polt, but now all of a sudden, after watching Puck demolish him in these first 2 games, I'm kind of leaning a little bit towards our American friend here. But we'll have to see. Hydra, of course, extremely talented, very experienced player. So if there's anyone who can turn a series around like this, it is going to be Hydra. But right now, Puck looking so damn solid. he's a very tough nut to crack, basically.
He is, and I gotta say, first game looked beautiful for Puck. Second game, I think the first game looked way more beautiful than the second one, but the second one still was just so good for Puck. He held on early on, he just played it from there, and there was nothing Hydra could do, it looked like. So Hydra this time going for the hatch first into gas into pool, so not as early of a pool gas as we saw in the previous games, or rather the previous game, but this map is still really hard to play that kind of Ling Bane Hydra on, and we've seen that several times in this very event being attempted. Hasn't been working well. We saw Hydra try to play against Puck with Broodlords on this map. Didn't actually work out for him.
No, sir. It's all about knowing when to go as Protoss in that regard. Like, if you can identify that the Zerg is trying to out-tech you, then you go for a big attack, and sort of same element as PvZ, where you sort of have the same pattern. You get the scan down, you see what he's doing. Oh, he's spending a lot of gas, he's trying to tech it very greedily. Then I'll go across the map and I'll smash his face in.
Whoa.
So now, as Hydra goes up to these
It's just a computer game, man.
It's just a computer game.
That's so brutal.
Yeah, but Hydra going up to these 3 hatcheries, as Puck expanding as well. So just a very slow start to things here. But I like this, that Hydra doesn't go for any sort of super crazy 1-base pool gas or 2-base pool gas shenanigans, and instead leaning in towards this more straight up macro style.
Yeah, I want to see Puck actually, like, a part of me wants to see an all-in from him, but then again, I think his best chance is just play exactly like he has, because if these had been very close matches, I feel then, because Hydra would be thinking so much about like how close it was and how he could sort out this small little detail, then of course you can just go for like a DS7 gate all-in or something, but in this scenario, when it's just working so well for you, kind of being one-sided even, I think you should just stick to it. I think when you're playing this solid, you just go ahead with it.
And I think especially when coming into a series like this, that you first had an initially very close best of 5, and then you've played each other again now here in the lower bracket, then why change anything? You know what they say, why fix what's not broken?
If it's not broken, why fix it?
Yeah.
Don't fix it even.
Yeah, exactly. Don't fix what's not broken. There, we nailed it. But these Lings will perhaps find this adept. That's always very nice. So it's going to slow things down a little bit. But Puck going for a very quick third Nexus. And because Hydra going for the fast 3 hatchery, he's only droning right now, not going to be able to actually punish this, especially not when the rock towers go down.
Yeah, on Ruins of Endian, it is very difficult to get a lot of aggression going. You have a lot of kind of pathways into your 3rd and 4th, because you have all these different rocks you can kill off, kind of 3 different pathways.
Yeah,
actually.
but I mean, it's nothing, no options there really in the early game.
Exactly, and that's the thing. With Hydra right now, he's getting his La at 4 minutes, he's adding a few more gases, so he's really being as greedy as you can right now, right? He's not adding a Roach Warren, he's not adding any Lings. He had, I think, in total, 6 Lings this game, which have been scouting, so he's very happy with this. And now he sees Puck destroying these rock towers, he knows for sure that no aggression should be coming for Puck for quite some time. He's going to let Puck tech, he's going to let himself tech. The problem with that, though, is you're going to let Puck get disruptors. And last time we saw Hydra go for late game Broodlords, he lost both those matches.
It came down a lot to the way that he engaged, the way he angled himself. Because if you remember, on this very map, in these spawning positions, the Broodlords were never in the airspace, because he was always afraid of the Phoenixes. But now, because we haven't seen a Stargate opener here from Puck, he's not going to have a quick access to any sort of anti-air. He hasn't been very active on the map. And now, with this Warp Prism on the way, this is the first time that we're going to be seeing Puck moving out across, if we don't count with that very first initial adept. But that's not really going to be doing all too much. Sentry drop, though. I like this hit from Puck. Slow things down. Get some drones, perhaps. Interrupt some mining.
It could. Puck right now is going to throw away that Overseer. And now we see the Warp Prism finally coming out, chroning out. That blink is Puck, of course, trying to get it ASAP, which we've seen so many times from this guy, so many times. And with 3 bases, kind of just powering this amount of units, he's going to be happy with this, of course. So I like this, you know, on this very map, you can kind of just segue your units across.
Yeah, this is actually really cool to see. And this is an angle that you're not going to be expecting. The Protoss generally breaks down those rocks, so he can get all of his units down the slope there simultaneously, but not like this.
Yeah, and right now Hydra is like, wait a minute, I thought this was like no rush 10 minutes, but And he's gonna be keeping track in this
man.
corner. And he's not ready.
Oh, if he gets the force field down and traps all those links, that's going to be everything. But Hydra, super greedy right now, and he's completely circumventing this. There's no units in production right now here for Hydra. Alex, he's got nothing on the way. The spine crawlers are going to get taken out, and all of a sudden, these stalkers got right up into the main base. He's just going to walk up there.
And that's the force field. Actually, there's a lot of force fields ready for Puck. We see the Hydras on the way, trapping those
Oh my
links.
God.
Getting every single one. And look at all these overlords as well. They got to get out of there right away. But the biggest problem right now for Hydra is the fact that all these Hydras in his main base will be trapped alone here. And Puck is getting so much damage done. He still has these sentries in position. Going to be sniped here by a few of the Hydras. But nice micro from Puck.
Yeah, very nice control. He will eventually lose that Warp Prism, but he's got blinks. He can get out with the majority of his units. He's even got another force field, has to throw it down. Double force field there, a little sloppy from Puck, but he's killed so many drones. He killed a lot of Hydralisks. He got the Spire as well. And if he has one more force field, he can actually kill the entire main base of his opponent, but doesn't look like it. He has to actually retreat out of there. There we go. Last force field expended, and now killing a couple of Hydras. They trickle on through one by one.
Wow.
So it's not going to be a good exchange here for Hydra. He's taking so much damage.
And Hydra right now, I think this might actually be a bit too much for him. He's going to lose so many of his units. He lost so many workers. Eventually, Puck will have to blink out of here. But he's, oh my God, he's lost so much. He's not even done. You're completely right with that. Nice micro from Hydra, trying to get as many of these stalkers as he can. So we're down to kind of 4, 2 of them really injured. So he will get rid of this, but he's so far behind now economically. All his tech was kind of focused down there. And I mean, oh my God, Hydra, what do you do now? Like, do you just try to drone and like imagine that nothing happened?
This is such a weird position to be in now. I mean, you lost a ton of workers, you lost lots of Hydras, lots of Queens. You got the fourth phase up, but so did your Protoss. It's on the way. And behind this, Puck has got a completely new, fresh army. The paint on these stalkers isn't even dry yet. So the footsteps as he walks into Zergland again, I mean, we're going to be seeing the warpath that Puck has taken. And the rocks being broken down towards this third base. Ha! What is that going to matter? You've got nothing to defend with at home.
He's trying to make as many Hydras as possible, but right now, you have only +1. Behind this, Puck is actually taking still into charge and everything, but he's making so many Blink Stalkers. He's right now trying to hit the timing. He's looking to end this match and go up for his last series. Is he going to be able to do it? Hydra right now doesn't have too much. If he loses this, he's going to be out of this entire tournament.
Yeah, the huge blink on top of everything. The drones are not going to be doing all too much. These Immortals at the back as well. Third one joins in the fray as more units coming from the third base. But Hydra, 70 supply, 140 here for Puck, and he has crushed Hydra in this return match. 3-0 in this best of 5, and Puck is going to move on to face Pult yet again for another rematch here tonight out of the North American WCS Spring Circuit qualifiers. What a